Today a bit late because of some laptop issue from my side. Today we'll start with Azure demo. So yesterday we were discussing about Microsoft Azure, and yesterday we saw what is Microsoft Azure and what for it can be used and how it supports various services. And today we'll see demo on Microsoft Azure, especially in that today you are going to see how you are going to launch the virtual machine and how to host an application using that. And after that, we'll also see how to enforce policies to a group, to a particular group, or to a particular virtual machine. So for that, today I have my student Daneshwari, your senior 6th semester student Daneshwari Matapati, and she has done a project on project which is based upon Microsoft Azure and also AWS. Now I'll hand over the session to Daneshwari Matapati. She will give a demo on Microsoft Azure. Hello, Daneshwari.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. So I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So coming to Azure, as you all know that Azure Clouds helps us to build and test or deploy and manage our applications and the services. So when you want to create an account in the Azure, so you will need one of these subscriptions. That is Azure Pass, Microsoft Developer Network subscription, else Azure sponsorship, or else pay as you go. So one common thing among these three above three subscriptions is that you will get some of the credit amount in your account, as say 10,000 per month in your credit, and you can use that credit for creating the resources in your account. It will be a free trial account for 12 months. So once that trial account period is finished, so you have to choose for pay as you go, where you have to fill in your credit card details, and then your credit card amount will be deducted depending upon the resources you use in your subscriptions. So let's see what is resource groups and the virtual machines. So resource groups are nothing but the collection of all the resources that you create inside a portal. So basically it is a collection of all the virtual machines, storage accounts, etc., all other services. So coming to the virtual machine, it is nothing but a snapshot or an image of various operating systems present in the portal, which when you create a virtual machine, it will behave like as if it is an actual computer. So for creating a virtual machine, there are three ways to create it. So like Azure portal, from the Azure portal itself, by filling some of the details for creating the virtual machine, you can create it. Else using the Azure PowerShell, you have a PowerShell uh, inside a portal where you can pass some of the commands for creating the virtual machine, as well as you can use the Azure Resource Manager templates. These are nothing but the JSON files which already has the defined infrastructure as well as the configuration. So we will today see how to create a virtual machine using the Azure portal and the ARM templates. Yeah. So I will log into the portal here. That is portal.azure.com. As you see that I already have the MSDN subscription, so I have already signed in. So I will choose my account. This is how the portal of the Azure looks like, and here you will get how much credit amount is remaining in your account, and this here you can see that which subscription is you are using, and here you can see the active directories. That is, I have been added to the two active directories, that is cloud.in and labs.cloud.in. You can choose any one of them for your creation of the resources. Then you can also choose any of the resources for creating. Here you will find a list of resources. So let's create a virtual machine first using the portal. As you can see that I already have one of the virtual machine running here. You can just click on add. Yeah. So here you have to fill some of the details of the virtual machine, and your virtual machine will be created. So resource group, you can create a new resource group, or you can select the existing one which has been already created. So we will create a new resource group here. You can give any name here, which is available, it will take. Click on OK, and then you have to give the virtual machine name here. Yeah. So these regions are nothing but the set of the data centers. So these are the locations available in the Azure portal. You can select the region which is near to you. So we will select East US. And these availability options, these are nothing but the availability zone and availability set. Availability zone are present, a region has more than one availability zones present, where you can deploy your virtual machines in the other locations for the high availability of your application. And this availability set is nothing but where you can host your application at the same data center but at the multiple racks. So we'll leave as it is now. And we can also choose the size of our virtual machine. These are the available sizes provided in the portal. So yeah, as you can see here, there are so many choices we have. So we will select this one. As you can see, the family of this is general purpose, and these are the virtual CPUs used depending upon the size of your virtual machine. And this is the RAM that is in the GB bytes and not gigabytes. So these are the data disks. Data disks are nothing but it is a managed disk that is attached to your virtual machine to store the data. And this is the maximum input and outputs per second we will get depending upon the virtual machine we choose. And this is the temporary storage. This is premium disk support, that is we have the types of disks we can choose. We will see it later. And this is the estimated cost per month. If you use this virtual machine by 24 into 7 per month, then it will cost us this much. This will be the estimated cost. If you find that this virtual machine is not needed now but you will need it in the future, you can also stop it, else you can delete the resources. So we will select this. And authentication type, you can also use the SSH public key as well as a password. We will choose the password. Then we can give you username and password for logging into the virtual machine. So coming to the inbound port rules, these are nothing but the traffic which we allow for our applications. So here we have these choices here. So we will choose HTTP 80. Coming to the disks, as I said, there are the OS disk type available. So here we can choose standard if there is not much use of our application, or if you want to host a like bigger project application for your project, and also you can choose premium SSD. Now we will choose standard. Yeah, and coming to the network part, here you can see that the virtual network as well as the subnets have been created already as default. So you can also create a new virtual network. You can also add the address space range here. So we'll add one of those. So here you can also add a subnet. If you give the same address space, it will tell us that it has been already taken. So we will just change it. So it's available. So we can click on OK. And here, as you have selected the ports, it is already available here. Yeah, coming to the management. Here you can leave the default settings as usual. This boot diagnosis, you can off it. as it helps in rebooting your virtual machine when any issues are there while during the start of the virtual machine. And coming to the advanced, you can leave as it is the default settings. Coming to tags, you can tag your virtual machine by giving your name as well as value, that is key pair values, and you can click on review and create. So this will test our validation and then it will create our virtual machine. Yeah, so this is the image where, like, if you want to create a virtual machine of which OS, you can select it here. So we will select Windows Server and we will click on review and create. So here you can see the status of your deployment. So it will take some time. So we will try to create a virtual machine using the ARM templates, that is existing templates already. So you have to search here for the custom deployment, deploy a custom template, and then you have to click on the build your own template in the editor. And you have to download some of the JSON files from GitHub or Google, and so you will find some of the existing templates already there. So I have downloaded already. So using this JSON files, I will configure our VM and I will save it. We have to also pass the parameters here. So we have to choose another file. Yeah, so here as you can see that it is already configured. You can see that all the details of the virtual machine are already popped up here in the text boxes. You have no need to fill all the details of the virtual machine. You can also create a new resource group here.
Hello,
Yes.
Dhaneshwari. Now you selected two files, right? Two JSON
Yes,
files
sir.
or one JSON file you selected?
No, sir.
So one is the
One is to like one is to editing. It is the template, and one is the parameters file where you will pass the parameters for the like this username, password, and this VM name. This all.
okay. How to search it in the GitHub?
You can just go through the existing templates for the Azure, and you will get some of the templates available there. So.
Okay, without going to the GitHub, also a few templates are already readily available, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you have to click on I agree the terms and conditions, and you can purchase it. So as you can see here that our first deployment has been already done. We will wait for the second deployment. So you can see here that our virtual machine has already been created. Go to the resource. So yeah, this is the virtual machine symbol. You will see that it has been already created, and the public IP and the private IP has already been assigned to here. And you can select here connect. We will choose the RDP
Now,
session.
can you demonstrate using SSH?
Okay, sir.
Yes,
So you can choose SSH here.
secure
Yeah.
shell.
Yes, sir. So you can you have to run this command here using the Cloud Shell. This is the Cloud Shell. The as I was saying that PowerShell and cloud, it is available in the Azure, so you can choose it here either as PowerShell or as Bash. Now we will choose it as Bash for running the command. Yeah, so here you can paste that command here, and you can put the private path here that is available here, private key path. You have to change that.
So students, this is another way, another alternative way for RDP. Using remote desktop also we can do a login. This is another alternative. That is a secure shell where all the parameters will be encrypted.
Will take some time. Okay, till then we will see the RDP session for the second one we have created.
For the second virtual machine, we use RDP. For the first one, we use SSH.
SSH. Yeah. Yes. So one of the VMs it is available here. You can click on connect and you can use the RDP session. So here the default port number for RDP is 3389 and for SSH it is 22. So you have to download this RDP file, and then when it asks for the username and password, you have to pass those things. That is
While creating the addresses, while giving the address, was it random or did you refer from anywhere?
Yeah, I referred from GitHub Labs. There are some of the labs available in GitHub, so you can choose with that. But you can like give any of the address space range, and you can see that whether it is available or not.
Okay.
That means you can do trial and error. You can randomly give some IP address. If it is available, it will show tick mark, or else you need to change. It will show cross mark if it is already allocated to someone.
Okay, sir.
I guess there is some problem here. It
Desktop.
is showing some error. So this
Let us see SSH. What happened to that SSH status?
that is also not connecting. I don't know. By using this path only, like you can connect to the virtual machine. I will show that by using my own.
Yes. You connect it. You connect to your existing VM.
Yeah. So this one I am using for my project. So I will just start it. As I'm using it for project, I can stop it for like reducing the cost of our virtual machine, and I
Mm-hmm.
can start it whenever I want.
Mm.
So
Now you start it.
yeah. So once it is started, you can connect. We'll try connecting it using first SSH. Yeah, so here it will ask the password which you have set for your virtual machine. So yeah, so once it shows that it is showing your virtual machine name here and your username. So you have already logged into your
Okay.
virtual machine, and you can see your files available here, or you can create your files here. So I have just I have cloned the Moodle platform here. So I will show you that. So you can click on ls and you can see all the files that is available in the Moodle. So this is using the SSH. You can log into your virtual machine. Now we will see SSH through RDP. So as I said, you have to download this. You have to click on connect.
Actually, which is the guest OS you are having?
Yeah, the OS I'm having is Ubuntu Linux.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Anyhow, using RDP then, because previously we have done it for AWS using RDP.
Okay,
Just
sir.
need to click on connect and it will ask for the authentication. So if you
Yes,
are
sir.
done
It will
with
not ask for
authentication,
your
it will take you to
authentication.
the operating system.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we will go through one more service, that is policy. So this policy is nothing but it's a service where you can create your policies to control the properties of your resources. So as you see, there are many users in one you can see that you can add more users in the one active directory. So you can also restrict some of the users to create some of the resources which are costing us high. So you can click on assignments and you can see the policies which are already applied. But as I have not created any of the policy in my subscription, so it is not showing anything. We will assign one policy and we will try to create one resource here. So click on assign policy, and here the scope of the policy will be depend upon you. Like it will be like it will apply for whole subscription, or else it can be also applied for a particular resource group you want to choose. So we'll just keep it for whole subscription. Click on select, and this exclusions part you can like, as I said that my project is already there in the one of the VM, so I don't want this policy to be applied for that VM. So you can choose here that resource group, and you can choose that particular resource also for which you don't want this policy to be affected. So you can click on save. Yeah, and here is the policy definition. That is there are so many policies available here. These are the custom as well as the built-in policies. This one I have created it already, and we will choose built-in policies for now. So as you can see, there are many policies available here. We will go for allowed resources policy. Yeah. So here you can see that Azure Cosmos DB, it will be allowed only in the particular locations by choosing this policy. Else you can also see that some of the resources you don't want the other users to create. So you can use this policy also. Uh, we will choose allowed resource types, where it will allow the certain resources which we give as a parameter. So yeah, here you can choose the resources which you want for other users to create. Uh, that's We will choose virtual machine here. So only a user can in the subscription can create here only a virtual machine and nothing other resources. So we'll click on next and leave it as it is. We'll click on create. Yeah, so as you can see, the policy has already been assigned. We will try to create other resource other than the virtual machine. So we'll try to create a Cosmos DB. Click on add. Yeah, so here you can either choose the resource group or you can create a new. We'll create a new. Yeah, so here you can give any account name. As you can see that if you give the account name that is already been taken, then it will show as name is not available. So we will give.
Dhaneshwari, are you using Cosmos DB?
No, sir.
Is it a relational DB?
Uh, I haven't used it. Okay, so here as you can leave all the things as default, and you can click on networking, click on encryption and tags. If you want to add, then you can add, else click on review and create. But this should not be created as we have applied the policy and we haven't allowed this resource to be created in that policy. So yeah, let's wait.
Now, if this fails, that means our policy is enforced and it's working.
Oh, the policy has, yeah.
Yes.
So as it is saying that your policy has been deployment has been failed.
So successfully, we have applied the policy.
Yeah, so here it will show for what reason your deployment has been failed, and it is showing that the policy allowed resource types has been applied here, so you can't create this resource. You can also estimate your resources like cost analysis here by choosing the subscriptions which you are using. So as I am using the subscription, I'll click on this. As you can see the overview here. Yeah, so here is the cost of the resources that you are using. So it is showing us the overall subscription resources that I am using in the whole subscription, and it will show us the credit remaining as well as the forecast that will be available till the end of this month. So you can also choose here. You can also choose here cost analysis. As I said that it will show the estimated cost for you.
Dhaneshwari, can you show us the CPU and memory utilization?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so here you can see that which resource is costing you how much and in which location or in which resource group. You can also see this cost analysis using your particular resource group. So you can choose it here. As I'm using this resource group, I'll choose this. Yeah, so you can click on cost analysis. Yeah, so you can see here the cost analysis, and for matrix and all you have to click on the monitor. There is Azure Monitor which will show you the which will show you the CPU utilization and all. As it is a free trial account, I don't have that like to create this. So, but you can here view all the metrics for your particular subscription or the particular resource group. You can choose it here and you can use it. That's all. Hello.
Hello. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhaneshwari, for making yourself available for this session. Thank you. So therefore, today we saw how to an overview on how to create an virtual machine. So that is by using two ways. That is by using a normal way, just like how we did in the AWS, by using the complete GUI. Then also by using existing templates. Okay. Then another thing, how to do login into the virtual machine, that is by using RDP protocol like how we did in AWS, and another one is by using secure shell, SSH, which is more secure, and that today we did. Then after that, what is another concept she demonstrated, that is the policy. See, policy is nothing but a set of rules which you can apply at a resource level, that is a particular, that at individual resource level, and also you can apply at resource group level. Say for example, if you want to say first time you are using the Azure portal and you have created only one virtual machine. So if you want to enforce policy to your one virtual machine, that also you can do. Or in case if you are already if you are working in a company and you have a resource group, existing resource group, and if you want to apply a resource group across your resource group level for your complete team, we call it as a resource group. So resource group is basically a collection of resources like databases, virtual machines, and other resources which you are consuming through cloud. So you can commonly apply it at resource group level. So that is also possible. Okay, another thing today what she demonstrated is how to apply policies at resource group level, and same policy you can also apply at virtual machine level. And another thing she explained is cost analysis. So you can do cost analysis at group level. So in group, if you have used some 2-3 databases and 2-3 virtual machines and few other components, so it will show what is the cost incurred per each resource, and at the same time you are using only one resource, for that you will be seeing. So that means you can do cost analysis very specifically however you want. Okay, that you can decide whether you want to do the analysis at group level or at your individual consumption level, so that you can do. And at the same time you can also always watch the statistics about the consumption, resource consumption, so that you will get an idea. Okay, so you can measure, so what is the performance, what is the consumption. So if you want to achieve better performance, how much resources you have to scale up. Okay, in case if you have simply consuming too many resources, you can scale it down. So in that sense it is very useful. Anything you want to ask, students?
No, sir.
Okay, so then tomorrow we'll come up with a new concept. Okay, I'll share this video. If you can also have a free trial account, as she was telling. So initially they will only give some amount of some amount, so that you can use for a period of 1 year. But here also you need to link one of the credit card. So you make sure that immediately after 365 days you will disconnect that credit card, or otherwise simply it will start charging. Okay, so basically that's a prerequisite, you need to have a credit card. So if you have a credit card, you can start with a free trial. So they'll give some amount in your wallet that you can use, and you can learn Microsoft Azure. Okay, like that you can start with a cloud learning. Thank you Daneshwari. So we'll end up the session. Thank you.